Spirit Synchronicity, Aligning Inner Beliefs with Universal Flow. Introduction. Awakening to the Universal Flow. There is a rhythm to the universe, a subtle dance that weaves through every moment of existence. It is the quiet whisper in the coincidences we dismiss, the gentle nudge in moments of clarity when everything falls perfectly into place. What if these synchronicities were not random? What if they were invitations from the universe, guiding us to align with a deeper truth? The journey of aligning inner beliefs with the universal flow begins with recognizing this dance and our role within it. The concept of synchronicity, introduced by Carl Jung, describes meaningful coincidences that are too aligned to be attributed to chance. But synchronicity extends beyond isolated moments. It is the natural state of harmony between our internal world and the external reality. When our beliefs, thoughts, and emotions align with universal principles, life flows with a sense of ease and purpose. However, when we resist or cling to outdated patterns, the flow becomes turbulent, and opportunities seem to slip away. This book is not a manual for controlling the universe but a guide to aligning with its rhythm. Synchronicity is not about bending the external world to your will. It is about reshaping your inner world to harmonize with the universal flow. By doing so, you naturally attract experiences that resonate with your energy, creating a life filled with meaning, clarity, and fulfillment. As you turn these pages, you will explore the interplay between your inner beliefs and the world around you. Each chapter will invite you to uncover the hidden patterns shaping your life, empowering you to rewrite limiting beliefs and embrace new possibilities. This is a journey of self-discovery, one that requires curiosity, courage, and an openness to the unknown. So, let us begin this exploration together, peeling back the layers of conditioning and resistance, and stepping into the vibrant flow of synchronicity. As you delve into each chapter, ask yourself, what if life is offering me the perfect opportunities to grow, align, and thrive? And all I need is the clarity to recognize them. Chapter 1. The Nature of Synchronicity, a Dance Between Inner and Outer. Universal Mirrors. What if every moment, every encounter, and every challenge was a reflection of something deeper within you? The concept of universal mirrors invites us to see life not as a series of random occurrences but as a profound interplay between the inner and outer worlds. This ancient principle, echoed in Hermetic teachings with the maxim, as within, so without, suggests that our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. Life becomes a canvas, and every event, relationship, or challenge is a brushstroke mirroring the beliefs, emotions, and thoughts residing within us. Imagine stepping into a hall of mirrors, where each reflection offers a different angle of your being. Some mirrors are clean, offering clarity and grace. Others are distorted, amplifying fears or flaws you might prefer to ignore. These reflections are neither good nor bad. They simply exist to reveal what is present. The relationships we form, the situations we encounter, and even the obstacles we face operate like these mirrors. A person who irritates you may reflect an aspect of yourself you've yet to embrace or understand. Conversely, those who inspire or uplift you might be showing you qualities you admire but haven't fully acknowledged within yourself. This principle offers both profound empowerment and deep accountability. When you understand that life mirrors your inner world, you gain the ability to interpret its messages rather than reacting blindly to circumstances. A difficult situation, for example, can be seen not as a punishment or bad luck, but as a reflection of inner tension or unresolved beliefs. This shift in perspective can turn challenges into opportunities for growth. If a colleague's behavior sparks anger in you, the reflection might point to suppressed frustration or a boundary you've neglected to set. Life's events stop being against you and start working for you, helping you to recognize and heal what needs attention. However, these mirrors are not static. They are as dynamic as your inner world. When you adjust your posture in front of a physical mirror, the reflection shifts instantly. Similarly, as you grow, heal, and evolve internally, the external circumstances of your life begin to change. A challenging relationship may dissolve or transform into something harmonious. Patterns of scarcity may give way to opportunities for abundance. The more clarity you achieve within yourself, the clearer and more supportive the reflections in your life become. This dynamic interplay between inner transformation and outer reality is the essence of synchronicity. Pause for a moment and consider your current experiences. What patterns are you noticing in your relationships, your career, or your health? Instead of labeling these experiences as good or bad, ask yourself what they might be mirroring. Are they showing you a belief you've clung to for too long? Are they highlighting an area of growth or change? By approaching these reflections with curiosity instead of judgment, you open the door to deeper self-awareness. The world around you is not separate from you. It's a mirror, reflecting your journey and inviting you to see yourself with greater clarity and compassion. The law of correspondence, as within, so without. The universe operates on principles that are both ancient and eternal, one of the most profound being the law of correspondence, as above, so below, as within, so without. This principle reflects the harmony between the microcosm and the macrocosm, the intimate connection between the inner world of thought and emotion and the external reality that unfolds around us. To understand this law is to unlock the key to creating alignment and flow in your life. Consider the external world as a vast mirror, reflecting the patterns, beliefs, and emotions that reside within you. If your inner world is a landscape of fear, doubt, or scarcity, you are likely to encounter situations that echo these emotions, conflicts, challenges, or missed opportunities. On the other hand, cultivating inner clarity, confidence, and abundance sets the stage for experiences that reflect these qualities. The outer world is not an independent entity imposing itself upon you, but rather a canvas that mirrors your inner state. This principle does not imply blame for life's difficulties, but rather an invitation to explore their deeper meaning. Challenges and setbacks are opportunities to examine what they reveal about your inner state. For instance, recurring financial struggles might point to beliefs about unworthiness or scarcity that are deeply rooted in your subconscious. Likewise, strained relationships might reflect unresolved patterns of mistrust, fear, or self-doubt. When approached with curiosity and openness, these experiences become teachers, guiding you toward greater self-awareness and growth. The law of correspondence also reveals the interconnectedness of all things. Just as your inner thoughts and emotions shape your external world, the collective energy of humanity shapes the broader reality. Consider a room filled with people. If one person brings joy and kindness, their energy ripples outward, affecting everyone present. Similarly, negativity spreads in much the same way. Your thoughts and emotions contribute to the larger field of energy around you, influencing not only your personal experience but also the collective environment. To align with this principle, begin by observing your thoughts and emotions as if they were seeds you are planting. Ask yourself, what am I nurturing in my inner world, and how might it manifest externally? If the reflection you see in the outer world is not to your liking, resist the urge to control or force change externally. Instead, turn inward. Cultivate the qualities you wish to see: peace, confidence, abundance, or joy. As your inner landscape transforms, the outer reflection will follow naturally, like the sky clearing after a storm. The law of correspondence teaches us that the power to shape reality lies not in the world around us but within ourselves. Subtle signs and messages. Life is a constant dialogue, speaking to us not in words but in symbols, signs, and synchronicities. Every interaction, every encounter, Every fleeting moment holds the potential for deeper meaning. But how often do we pause to listen? The universe, vast and interconnected, whispers to those who are attuned to its rhythm, offering guidance through patterns and coincidences that we often dismiss as mere chance. Subtle signs and messages are the universe's language, and to understand them is to deepen your connection with the flow of life. Imagine walking a path in a forest. A sudden rustle in the leaves draws your attention, and you spot a deer gazing back at you. This moment is more than an encounter with nature, it is an invitation to reflect. What does the deer symbolize to you? Grace? Gentleness? A reminder to tread softly on the ground of your thoughts? Signs like these are not random. They are mirrors of the inner state you carry into the world. The more aware you become of your inner dialogue, the more these external reflections begin to reveal themselves. Synchronicities, those moments of perfect timing or uncanny alignment, are perhaps the most striking of these signs. Have you ever thought of an old friend, only for them to call you out of the blue? Or stumbled upon a book that contains precisely the wisdom you needed to hear at that moment? These experiences are not accidental. They arise when your inner world is aligned with the flow of the universe. In these moments, the boundary between you and the cosmos dissolves, and you realize that you are a participant in a much greater dance. However, the messages are not always loud or clear. They often arrive softly, requiring you to slow down and pay attention. The universe speaks in whispers, in the gentle nudges of intuition or the repeated appearance of a number, symbol, or theme. If ignored, these signs may grow louder, manifesting as recurring patterns or challenges in your life. For example, if you find yourself repeatedly facing similar struggles in relationships or work, it might be worth asking, what lesson is this situation trying to teach me? What is the universe reflecting about my inner beliefs or emotional state? To open yourself to these messages, cultivate stillness and presence. When your mind is racing or filled with noise, it is difficult to discern the subtle language of the universe. Meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature can help quiet the mind, creating the space needed to perceive the signs around you. Approach life with curiosity, asking, "What is this moment trying to show me?" Over time, you will notice patterns emerging, each one leading you closer to greater self-awareness and alignment with the universal flow. The signs are always there. The question is, are you listening? Chapter 2. Beliefs as Building Blocks of Reality. Your inner framework, the filters of the mind. Beliefs are the unseen architects of our lives, shaping our perceptions, actions, and the outcomes we experience. They form an intricate framework within the mind, acting as filters through which we interpret the world. Often, these beliefs operate so subtly that they escape conscious awareness, yet their influence is profound and far-reaching. To reshape your reality, you must first understand how beliefs mold your perception and define the possibilities you consider available. Imagine your mind as a lens through which you view the world. If this lens is clouded by self-doubt, fear, or limitation, everything you perceive will carry the same tinge. Opportunities that might lead to growth could appear as threats or impossibilities. Conversely, a lens polished by optimism and confidence opens the mind to pathways previously unseen. The lens of belief is not fixed. It can be shaped, refined, and transformed with deliberate effort. Beliefs often arise from experiences and conditioning, becoming ingrained over time. A child who repeatedly hears they are not good enough may grow into an adult who internalizes this message, unconsciously shaping their decisions and relationships around this belief. Similarly, someone raised in an environment of abundance may carry an inherent trust in life's generosity. These beliefs act as templates, dictating how we engage with the world and what we deem achievable. The transformative power of recognizing and reshaping beliefs lies in the fact that they are not absolute truths. They are constructs, mental frameworks built on interpretations and assumptions rather than objective reality. By becoming aware of these constructs, you can begin to challenge and reframe them. What beliefs currently shape your life? Are they empowering you, or do they confine you within invisible boundaries? These questions are the first step toward liberation. To master your reality, examine the narratives that underpin your beliefs. Pay attention to your inner dialogue and the assumptions you carry. For instance, the belief, "I am not creative," may stem from a single childhood experience, such as being told your drawing wasn't good enough. When viewed objectively, this belief loses its power. By choosing to adopt a new perspective, "Creativity is a skill I can nurture," you begin to rewrite the story. This act of reframing shifts the lens, allowing you to see the world and yourself in a new light. Empowering versus limiting beliefs, choosing growth. At the heart of personal transformation lies the distinction between empowering and limiting beliefs. Empowering beliefs act as catalysts for growth, fostering resilience, confidence, and action. They remind you of your potential and align you with the flow of opportunity. In contrast, limiting beliefs constrain your choices and actions, tethering you to fear, doubt, or scarcity. Identifying and shifting these beliefs is crucial to creating a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Consider the belief, "I am capable of learning and growing." This empowering thought opens the mind to challenges, transforming them into opportunities for expansion. It invites you to approach obstacles with curiosity rather than dread, encouraging persistence even in the face of setbacks. Empowering beliefs are the foundation of a resilient mindset, one that adapts and evolves with life's twists and turns. On the other hand, limiting beliefs often masquerade as truths, convincing you of your inadequacies or the impossibility of certain goals. Phrases like, "I'm too old to start over," or "success is reserved for others, not for me," are subtle but powerful barriers. They create a self-fulfilling cycle, where actions, or the lack thereof, reinforce the belief, further entrenching it in your psyche. Breaking this cycle requires the courage to question these assumptions and explore the possibility of their falsity. Start by observing your reactions to new opportunities or challenges. Do you instinctively think, "I can't," or do you wonder, "How can I?" The shift from limitation to possibility begins with awareness. Once you identify a limiting belief, consider its origins. Was it inherited from family, shaped by past failures, or adopted from societal expectations? Understanding its source diminishes its hold, making space for a new, empowering perspective. To anchor empowering beliefs, integrate them into your daily life. Affirm them with intention, align your actions with their truth, and seek evidence of their validity. For example, if you affirm, "I am deserving of success," look for moments when you took initiative, achieved a goal, or received recognition. These experiences reinforce the belief, making it a guiding principle in your life. Empowering beliefs are not about blind optimism. They are about choosing perspectives that propel you forward, even in the face of doubt. The cycle of reality, belief loops in action. Beliefs do not exist in isolation. They operate within a cycle that continuously shapes your reality. This cycle, often referred to as a belief loop, begins with a thought or assumption that influences your behavior, which then creates results that reinforce the original belief. Understanding this loop is essential for breaking free from limiting patterns and cultivating a reality aligned with your desires. Imagine someone who believes, "I'm not good at public speaking." This belief may lead them to avoid opportunities to speak, reinforcing their lack of experience and confidence. When they are eventually required to present, their nervousness and lack of preparation confirm the belief. The cycle continues, creating a self-perpetuating loop of avoidance and insecurity. Without intervention, this pattern can become deeply ingrained. Conversely, belief loops can be harnessed to create positive outcomes. Consider a person who adopts the belief, "I can improve with practice." This mindset encourages them to seek opportunities for growth, such as joining a public speaking group or rehearsing regularly. Each successful attempt, no matter how small, reinforces the belief, building confidence and skill over time. The loop becomes a virtuous cycle, propelling them toward greater competence and self-assurance. The key to transforming belief loops lies in interrupting the cycle at its root, the belief itself. Begin by questioning the assumptions that drive your actions. Ask yourself, what would I do if this belief wasn't true? This question opens the door to alternative behaviors and outcomes, disrupting the cycle of limitation. For instance, instead of avoiding public speaking, you might volunteer for a low-stakes opportunity, such as sharing a short anecdote with friends. Each small step builds evidence to support a new, empowering belief. As you reshape your belief loops, be patient with the process. Change rarely happens overnight, and setbacks are a natural part of growth. View each challenge as an opportunity to reaffirm your new beliefs, strengthening the loop in your favor. Over time, these positive cycles will become self-sustaining, aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to create. The power of belief lies not just in what you think but in how your thoughts shape your actions and, ultimately, your life. Conclusion: becoming the architect of your reality. Your beliefs are not fixed. They are fluid, evolving with your awareness and intention. By understanding how they shape your perceptions, choices, and outcomes, you reclaim the power to become the architect of your reality. The journey begins with recognizing the filters through which you see the world, identifying the beliefs that empower or limit you, and consciously choosing perspectives that align with your highest aspirations. Reflect on the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of achieving. Are these narratives expansive, or do they confine you to the familiar? Challenge the assumptions that no longer serve you, and replace them with beliefs that inspire action and growth. The process of belief transformation is not about denying reality but about creating a reality that reflects your true potential. The lens of belief is yours to shape. With each shift in perspective, you open new doors, invite fresh opportunities, and align with the flow of life's abundance. As you continue on this journey, remember that the external world is but a reflection of your inner state. By becoming conscious of your beliefs, you gain the power to transform not only your mind but also the reality it creates. What story will you choose to tell? Chapter 3: The Flow State, When Inner and Outer Align. The nature of flow, a symphony of harmony. Imagine a moment when time seemed to vanish. You were completely immersed in what you were doing, with no effort or resistance, as if the world around you moved in perfect synchrony with your actions. This is the essence of flow, a state where your inner self aligns seamlessly with the outer world, and everything feels effortlessly right. Flow is not simply about productivity or achievement. It is about existing in harmony with the moment, unburdened by distraction or doubt. Flow, at its core, is a symphony of alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you are in flow, you are fully present, guided by intuition and clarity rather than overthinking. It is a state where effort and ease coexist, where challenges are met with confidence, and where the boundaries between yourself and your environment seem to dissolve. In flow, you become one with the rhythm of life, moving as part of a larger dance. Achieving flow is not a rare gift reserved for a fortunate few. It is an inherent potential within all of us. It emerges when the mind is free of clutter, the body is engaged with purpose, and the spirit is attuned to the present. The challenge lies in recognizing and cultivating the conditions that allow flow to flourish. It requires surrendering control, trusting your abilities, and immersing yourself in the process rather than fixating on the outcome. Flow is not about perfection but about participation. Consider an artist lost in the act of creation, a runner absorbed in the cadence of their steps, or a speaker fully engaged with their audience. In each case, flow arises when the individual is deeply connected to their purpose and environment. It is less about what you are doing and more about how you are doing it, with focus, presence, and an openness to the moment. Reflect on your own experiences of flow. When have you felt most alive, energized, and at peace? These moments hold the key to understanding how flow manifests in your life. By examining these experiences, you can begin to identify the conditions that support flow and the barriers that block it. The path to flow is not a destination but a practice, a way of being that invites alignment and ease into every aspect of your life. Barriers to flow. Identifying what blocks alignment. While the flow state is natural, it can feel elusive in a world filled with distractions, obligations, and internal resistance. The barriers to flow often stem from misalignment between your inner state and outer circumstances. Overthinking, emotional resistance, and a focus on outcomes rather than the process are some of the most common obstacles. To cultivate flow, you must first recognize and address these barriers. Overthinking is perhaps the most pervasive disruptor of flow. When the mind is consumed by doubts, fears, or endless analysis, it becomes trapped in a loop of hesitation. Instead of engaging with the moment, you find yourself stuck in a cycle of what-ifs and second-guessing. Flow requires trust. Trust in your abilities, trust in the process, and trust that the next step will reveal itself. Overthinking erodes this trust, creating a disconnect between intention and action. Emotional resistance, such as fear of failure or perfectionism, is another significant barrier. These emotions create a psychological tension that pulls you out of the present and into a state of self-doubt or avoidance. For example, a writer struggling with perfectionism might spend hours editing a single sentence, losing the natural rhythm of their creativity. Flow thrives on engagement and forward movement, not on dwelling in self-imposed limitations. External distractions also play a role in disrupting flow. The constant barrage of notifications, competing demands, and societal pressures fragments your attention, making it difficult to focus fully on any one task. Flow requires immersion, a deep, undivided connection to the present. Cultivating flow often involves creating environments and habits that support focus, such as setting boundaries, minimizing interruptions, and prioritizing what truly matters. Finally, an overemphasis on outcomes can block flow by shifting your focus away from the process. When you are fixated on achieving a specific result, you may force actions that feel unnatural or resist the unfolding of events. Flow arises from presence and engagement, not from striving or controlling. Letting go of rigid expectations allows you to respond organically to the moment, creating space for flow to emerge. Recognizing these barriers is the first step toward overcoming them. Take a moment to reflect. Where in your life do you experience resistance, distraction, or overthinking? By identifying these patterns, you can begin to dismantle them, creating the conditions for flow to flourish. Remember, flow is not something you force. It is something you allow by aligning your inner state with the rhythm of life. Cultivating flow, a practice of presence and trust. The flow state is not a fleeting gift but a skill that can be cultivated through intentional practice. At its heart lies the principle of presence, immersing yourself fully in the here and now. To cultivate flow, you must learn to quiet the noise of the mind, trust in the process, and engage with your actions wholeheartedly. Flow is less about what you do and more about how you show up to do it. Presence begins with awareness. Notice when your thoughts drift to the past or future, pulling you away from the task at hand. Bring your attention back to the present moment, grounding yourself in the sensations, movements, and rhythms of what you are doing. For example, a musician entering flow might focus on the feel of the strings beneath their fingers, the resonance of the notes, and the connection between their hands and the instrument. This mindful attention anchors them in the present, opening the door to flow. Trust is another essential component of flow. It requires releasing the need to control every detail and allowing the process to unfold naturally. Imagine a surfer riding a wave. They cannot dictate the movement of the ocean, but they can trust their ability to adapt and flow with its energy. Similarly, trusting your skills and intuition allows you to navigate challenges with ease and confidence, fostering a state of harmony between effort and surrender. Engagement is the final key to cultivating flow. Choose activities that challenge you just enough to keep you engaged without overwhelming you. This balance, often referred to as the flow channel, occurs when the difficulty of a task matches your skill level. Too little challenge leads to boredom, while too much creates anxiety. By seeking out tasks that stretch you without breaking you, you create the ideal conditions for flow to arise. Flow is not limited to grand pursuits or creative endeavors. It can be found in the simplicity of everyday life. Washing dishes, gardening, or walking can all become opportunities for flow when approached with presence and intention. The more you practice cultivating flow in small moments, the more naturally it will arise in larger ones. Flow is a state of being that transcends the boundaries of activity, connecting you to the essence of life itself. As you explore the practice of flow, be patient with yourself. Flow cannot be forced, nor is it a constant state. It ebbs and flows, reflecting the rhythms of your inner and outer worlds. Each moment of alignment, no matter how brief, is a step closer to living in harmony with the universal flow. Trust the process, and let the current guide you. Where might the river of flow take you next? Chapter 4. Releasing resistance, letting go to create space. The weight of resistance, a hidden burden. Resistance is a silent companion to many of life's struggles. It lingers in the background as an invisible force, binding us to frustration, anxiety, and stagnation. It manifests as the clenched jaw of stress, the tightened grip of control, or the insistent voice that whispers, "I can't let this go." Resistance is not always obvious, yet it holds immense power over our actions, emotions, and thoughts. It keeps us tethered to what no longer serves us, preventing the spaciousness needed for growth and change. At its core, resistance is a reaction to discomfort, a defense mechanism against uncertainty, loss, or perceived failure. It is the mind's way of maintaining the status quo, even when the status quo is no longer beneficial. Picture a clenched fist holding onto a rope. The tighter the grip, the deeper the strain. Similarly, when we resist change or cling to control, we create tension that exhausts our mental and emotional reserves. This resistance often arises from fear: fear of the unknown, fear of letting go, fear of vulnerability. We resist what we cannot predict or control, mistaking rigidity for strength. But resistance is not strength. It is a wall that separates us from the flow of life. Strength lies in flexibility, in the willingness to adapt and respond with openness. When we resist, we become rigid, like a tree that refuses to bend in the wind and ultimately breaks under pressure. Recognizing resistance is the first step to releasing it. Resistance thrives in the shadows, operating unnoticed until we bring it into the light of awareness. Ask yourself, where in my life am I holding on too tightly? What am I afraid of losing or confronting? By naming your resistance, you begin to loosen its grip, creating the possibility for something new to emerge. Awareness transforms resistance from a hidden force into a visible choice. Letting go of resistance does not mean surrendering your agency or values. It means making space for clarity, flow, and possibility. It means acknowledging that holding on is often more painful than releasing. When you let go, you are not giving up, you are creating room for growth. Imagine the clenched fist opening to reveal an empty palm, ready to receive. What might you welcome into your life if you released what no longer serves you? The art of surrender, strength in trust. Surrender is one of life's paradoxes. It feels like an act of weakness, yet it requires profound strength. To surrender is to trust the process of life, to release the illusion of control and embrace the unknown. It is not passive resignation but active participation in the flow of existence. Surrender is a choice to let go of resistance and align yourself with the rhythm of the universe. True surrender begins with trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your journey, and trust in the unseen forces that guide your path. This trust is not blind faith. It is a deep knowing that life unfolds with wisdom beyond what the mind can comprehend. Consider the trust of a bird taking flight, knowing the air will carry it, or the faith of a seed pushing through the soil, trusting in the sun's warmth. Surrender asks you to embody this trust, to move forward even when the outcome is uncertain. Surrender is not about relinquishing responsibility or effort, it is about releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Imagine a painter creating on a blank canvas. If they cling to a rigid idea of what the final image must be, they limit their creativity and potential. But if they surrender to the process, allowing each brushstroke to guide the next, they open themselves to unexpected beauty. Similarly, when you surrender, you free yourself from the burden of control, allowing life to flow in its natural course. The act of surrender often begins with a single breath. Inhale deeply, inviting presence into your body. Exhale fully, releasing tension and resistance. This simple act reminds you that surrender is not a grand gesture but a moment-by-moment practice. Each breath is an opportunity to let go of what you cannot change and to embrace what is. Through surrender, you cultivate a sense of ease and acceptance that opens the door to flow. Ask yourself, where in my life am I holding on to control? What would it feel like to release this grip and trust the process? Surrender does not mean abandoning your desires or goals. It means approaching them with flexibility and openness. It means allowing life to surprise you, trusting that what unfolds may be even greater than what you envisioned. When you surrender, you step into the current of life, carried by its wisdom and grace. Freedom in letting go, space for the new. Letting go is an act of liberation. It frees you from the weight of what no longer serves you, creating space for growth, clarity, and new possibilities. Yet, letting go often feels like a loss, a surrendering of something familiar. This fear of loss can keep us clinging to old patterns, beliefs, or relationships, even when they hinder our progress. To truly let go is to recognize that holding on is often the greater burden. Consider a tree in autumn, shedding its leaves in preparation for winter. The tree does not mourn the loss of its leaves. It understands that letting go is part of the cycle of renewal. Similarly, when you release what no longer serves you, you create fertile ground for new growth. Letting go is not an ending. It is a beginning, a clearing of space for something greater to take root. Letting go requires courage, the courage to face the unknown, to trust in what lies beyond your grasp. It is a process of releasing attachment, not just to things or people but to ideas, expectations, and identities. When you let go, you free yourself from the confines of the past, stepping into the expansiveness of the present moment. You open yourself to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer. The act of letting go often begins with a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing letting go as a loss, see it as an act of self-care, a gift you give yourself. Ask yourself, what am I making space for by releasing this? What new opportunities or experiences might arise when I free myself from this burden? By focusing on what you are gaining rather than what you are losing, you transform letting go into an empowering act. Reflect on your life. What are you holding on to that no longer serves your highest good? It might be a belief that limits you, a habit that drains you, or a relationship that no longer aligns with your growth. Imagine what it would feel like to release this, to step into the freedom and possibility that letting go creates. When you let go, you do not lose, you make space to receive. What might you invite into your life if you released what weighs you down? Chapter 5. Reframing Limiting Beliefs, Shifting Perception, Shifting Reality. The power of reframing, transforming perception. Our beliefs are the silent architects of our reality, shaping how we interpret experiences, define ourselves, and interact with the world. They are not immutable truths but stories we tell ourselves, narratives crafted over time from experiences, teachings, and cultural conditioning. These stories are powerful, for they influence not only our thoughts but also our emotions and actions. Yet, within this power lies an opportunity. If beliefs shape our reality, then by reframing them, we can transform how we experience the world. Reframing a belief begins with recognizing it. Often, limiting beliefs masquerade as truths, whispering, "You're not enough," or "This will never work." They impose ceilings on our potential and constrict our view of what's possible. But what if these beliefs were simply interpretations rather than facts? What if they were like a cloudy lens through which we view the world, distorting our perspective? To reframe is to clean that lens, to see clearly and expansively. Consider the story of a sculptor faced with a block of stone. One person might see it as an immovable obstacle, while another sees potential, envisioning the masterpiece hidden within. Both perspectives arise from the same reality, yet the belief each person holds about the stone shapes their approach. Similarly, when we encounter challenges, our beliefs determine whether we see opportunities for growth or insurmountable barriers. To reframe a limiting belief, start by questioning its validity. Ask yourself, is this belief universally true, or is it a story I've adopted from my experiences or fears? Challenge its foundation with curiosity rather than judgment. For instance, if you believe, "I'm not creative," consider moments when you've solved problems or expressed ideas uniquely. Evidence of the contrary often reveals itself when we dare to look. Reframing is not about denying difficulties or pretending everything is positive. It's about finding empowering interpretations that expand rather than constrain. Instead of thinking, "I failed," you might reframe it as, "I learned something valuable." This shift in perception transforms setbacks into stepping stones, redirecting your focus from what went wrong to what is possible. What belief in your life is ready for a new frame? Uncovering root beliefs, tracing the origins. Limiting beliefs often originate in the unexamined depths of our subconscious, formed during moments when we were vulnerable, impressionable, or seeking understanding. These beliefs may have been instilled by authority figures, shaped by cultural narratives, or developed as protective mechanisms in response to pain. While they may have once served a purpose, they often linger long after their relevance, subtly influencing our thoughts and actions. To transform limiting beliefs, we must first uncover their roots. Imagine a garden where weeds grow unnoticed, their roots spreading beneath the surface. Pulling the visible part of the weed won't stop it from regrowing. The root must be exposed and removed. Similarly, uncovering the origins of a belief allows us to address it at its source, preventing it from continuing to shape our reality. Ask yourself, where did this belief begin? What experience or message planted its seed? For instance, a belief like, "I'm not good at public speaking," might trace back to a childhood moment of embarrassment or criticism. By revisiting this moment with the understanding and compassion of your present self, you can reframe the belief. Instead of internalizing it as a limitation, see it as an isolated event that does not define your capability. Uncovering root beliefs often requires patience and introspection. It might involve journaling, meditation, or simply reflecting on patterns in your life. Notice recurring themes. Do you avoid certain opportunities because of fear or self-doubt? Do specific situations trigger feelings of inadequacy? These patterns are often breadcrumbs leading back to the core belief. As you uncover a root belief, approach it with kindness. These beliefs were often formed to protect you or make sense of the world, even if they now feel limiting. By acknowledging their origins, you gain the power to release them. What root belief is ready to come into the light, and how might letting it go create space for a new, empowering perspective? Choosing empowering beliefs, redefining the story. Once a limiting belief has been identified and its origins explored, the next step is to replace it with an empowering belief. This is not about forcing positivity or denying reality. It's about choosing a perspective that aligns with your growth and potential. Empowering beliefs are those that expand your possibilities, nurture resilience, and inspire action. They are the foundation upon which a fulfilling and meaningful life is built. To choose an empowering belief, start by asking yourself, what do I want to believe about myself, others, or the world? Imagine the most supportive, nurturing narrative that aligns with your values and aspirations. For instance, if the limiting belief is, "I'll never succeed," you might replace it with, "Every step I take brings me closer to my goals." This belief shifts your focus from fear of failure to the courage of persistence. An empowering belief should feel authentic and achievable, even if it stretches your comfort zone. It is not about convincing yourself of something you don't believe. It's about choosing a perspective that feels expansive and energizing. For example, if "I'm not worthy of love" feels too heavy to replace immediately, start with, "I am open to the idea that I am deserving of love." Small shifts in belief create ripples that grow into waves of transformation. Reinforcing a new belief requires consistent practice. Like planting a seed, it needs nurturing to take root and flourish. Affirmations, visualization, and intentional action can help solidify empowering beliefs. Speak your new belief aloud, imagine living it fully, and take actions that align with it. Over time, this belief will become second nature, reshaping your reality from the inside out. Reflect on your life. What new belief would support your growth and align with your aspirations? What story do you want to live by? Choosing an empowering belief is not just about rewriting the past, it's about authoring your future. What possibilities might unfold if you chose a belief that expanded your sense of what's possible? Chapter 6. Trusting the Unknown, Navigating the Mystery of Life. The gift of mystery, embracing the unknown. Life is steeped in mystery, a tapestry woven with threads of the seen and unseen, the known and the unknowable. Yet, so often, we are taught to fear the unknown, to cling to certainty as a lifeline in an unpredictable world. This clinging is natural. The mind craves stability and reassurance. But what if the unknown is not a void to be avoided but a fertile ground for possibility? To trust the unknown is to lean into life's mystery with curiosity and faith, recognizing that it is often in uncertainty that the most profound transformations occur. Consider a seed buried beneath the soil. To the untrained eye, it appears as if nothing is happening in the dark, hidden depths. But within that mystery, life is stirring, roots are forming, and the seed is beginning its journey toward the surface. The unknown holds this same potential for us. When we step into it with trust, we allow unseen forces to work in our favor, cultivating growth that may not yet be visible. The fear of the unknown often stems from a desire for control. We want to map out every detail, to ensure outcomes align with our expectations. But life rarely unfolds according to our plans. When we resist uncertainty, we create tension and block the natural flow of events. Trusting the unknown doesn't mean relinquishing all agency. It means acknowledging that there are forces beyond our understanding and aligning ourselves with their rhythm rather than resisting them. Mystical traditions often speak of the unknown as sacred, a space where divine wisdom resides. To step into the unknown is to open oneself to this wisdom, to allow guidance to come not from rigid plans but from intuitive nudges and synchronicities. It is to trust that the universe is not a chaotic force but a harmonious system that responds to our openness and intention. Reflect on a time when an unexpected turn in life led to something beautiful or meaningful. What if that outcome would never have emerged without stepping into uncertainty? How might your relationship with the unknown change if you saw it not as a void but as a space brimming with potential? The unknown is not to be feared but to be embraced as the birthplace of new possibilities. Overcoming fear of the unknown. Moving beyond control. The mind's instinctive reaction to the unknown is often fear. This fear is rooted in survival mechanisms, where anything uncertain was once perceived as a threat. While this response served our ancestors well, it can now limit us, keeping us bound to familiar patterns and preventing us from exploring new opportunities. To overcome this fear, we must first recognize it as a construct of the mind, not an inherent truth. Fear of the unknown often masquerades as overpreparation, hesitation, or the need to gather endless information before taking action. While prudence has its place, excessive control can become a cage, confining us to what feels safe but stifling growth. True freedom lies in recognizing when this need for control is holding us back and daring to take a step into uncertainty. Consider the story of an artist beginning a blank canvas. The emptiness can be daunting, filled with the potential for both creation and failure. Yet, if the artist waits for certainty about every stroke, the canvas will remain blank. The first mark is an act of courage, a willingness to begin without knowing exactly how the piece will unfold. Similarly, in life, the willingness to take the first step without full clarity often leads to the most vibrant and fulfilling outcomes. To move beyond fear of the unknown, start by shifting your focus from what might go wrong to what might unfold. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if this opens a door I can't yet see?" This simple reframing can transform fear into excitement, redirecting your energy toward possibility rather than limitation. What areas of your life are held back by the fear of uncertainty? How might releasing the need for control free you to explore new opportunities? Trusting the unknown doesn't require abandoning all planning. It asks for a balance, a willingness to move forward even when the path isn't entirely clear. Dancing with life's mystery, trusting the process. Trusting the unknown is not a passive act, it is a dynamic relationship with life's unfolding. To trust is to dance with life's mystery, to engage with uncertainty as a partner rather than a foe. This dance requires both intention and surrender, a balance of setting your direction while remaining open to the unexpected. It is an art that invites you to move with the rhythm of life rather than against it. Imagine standing on the edge of a forest at dusk, the path ahead shrouded in shadows. With each step forward, the path becomes visible, illuminated by the light you carry. This is the essence of trusting the process, to move forward without seeing the full picture, knowing that clarity will come as you take each step. The forest, like life, reveals itself gradually, rewarding those who trust the journey. This trust is cultivated through practice and patience. It begins with small acts of faith, choosing to take a chance on a new opportunity, releasing an attachment to a specific outcome, or following an intuitive nudge even when it defies logic. Over time, these small acts build confidence in the process, showing you that life often has a way of working things out in unexpected and beautiful ways. Spiritual traditions often liken life to a river, flowing steadily toward its destination. When we fight the current, we exhaust ourselves, trying to force outcomes. But when we flow with the river, trusting its course, we conserve our energy and allow the journey to unfold naturally. Trusting the process doesn't mean abandoning effort. It means aligning your efforts with the natural flow of life. Where in your life can you step more fully into the dance with mystery? What might shift if you allowed yourself to trust the process, even without full certainty? The unknown is not an obstacle but an invitation, a chance to co-create with the forces of life in ways that surpass your expectations. Chapter 7. Aligning Thoughts, Emotions, and Actions. The Power of Inner Coherence, Creating Harmony Within. True alignment begins with inner coherence, the harmonious integration of thoughts, emotions, and actions. When these aspects of your being are in sync, you create a powerful flow that not only propels you forward but also attracts the circumstances and resources you need to thrive. Inner coherence is the foundation upon which all meaningful change is built, yet it is a state often disrupted by conflicting desires, unresolved emotions, or scattered thoughts. Consider a symphony orchestra tuning before a performance. Each instrument plays its own notes, creating a cacophony of sound. But as the conductor raises the baton, every musician aligns with the unified rhythm, creating a masterpiece. Similarly, your inner world may at times feel chaotic, with conflicting intentions and emotions pulling you in different directions. Achieving inner coherence is like tuning your internal instruments, allowing your thoughts, feelings, and actions to work together in harmony. When your thoughts are clear, your emotions supportive, and your actions aligned, you operate with greater ease and effectiveness. This alignment amplifies your energy, enabling you to achieve your goals with less resistance. It also creates a sense of inner peace, as you no longer feel torn between competing priorities or trapped by self-doubt. However, achieving coherence requires intentionality. It begins with awareness, taking the time to observe where your thoughts and emotions may be out of sync with your actions. Perhaps you hold a desire for growth but harbor fear of failure, or you set ambitious goals but take hesitant steps toward them. These misalignments create friction, slowing your progress and diminishing your sense of fulfillment. What would it feel like to bring your inner world into alignment? Reflect on a goal or aspiration. Are your thoughts fully committed to it? Do your emotions support it with confidence and enthusiasm? Are your actions reflective of your deepest intentions? Coherence isn't perfection. It's the art of harmonizing your inner and outer worlds to create a state of empowered flow. Recognizing misalignment. Identifying barriers to harmony. Misalignment often goes unnoticed because it hides in the subtle gaps between intention and action, desire and effort, or belief and reality. These gaps can manifest as frustration, procrastination, or a sense of stagnation. To recognize misalignment, you must cultivate a habit of self-inquiry, looking honestly at the ways your inner and outer worlds may be out of sync. Imagine setting out to plant a garden. You envision vibrant blooms and lush greenery, yet you neglect to water the seeds, doubting they will grow. Your intention is clear, but your actions, or lack thereof, contradict your desire. In the same way, misalignment can appear when you long for success but sabotage yourself with limiting beliefs or when your emotions resist the changes your goals require. Misalignment can also arise from external pressures that pull you away from your authentic desires. Perhaps you pursue a career path to meet societal expectations, even though it doesn't align with your inner values. Or you maintain relationships that drain your energy because of a sense of obligation rather than genuine connection. These external influences create internal discord, leaving you feeling unfulfilled. The key to recognizing misalignment is to listen to the signals of your mind and body. Feelings of tension, indecision, or unease often indicate that something within you is not fully aligned. Similarly, repeated setbacks or lack of progress in a particular area may be signs that your actions or beliefs need to be adjusted to match your intentions. Take a moment to reflect. Where in your life do you feel out of alignment? Are there areas where your actions conflict with your values or where your emotions resist your goals? By acknowledging these discrepancies, you open the door to realignment, creating space for harmony and flow. Creating alignment, bridging the gaps between intention and reality. Alignment is not a fixed state but a practice, a continual process of bringing your thoughts, emotions, and actions into harmony with your highest intentions. To create alignment, begin by clarifying your intentions. What do you truly desire? Be specific, allowing your vision to take shape with clarity and detail. A clear intention serves as your guiding star, providing direction for your thoughts and actions. Once your intention is clear, examine your beliefs. Do they support your goals, or do they create resistance? For instance, if you aim for financial abundance but believe money is inherently scarce or corrupting, your belief will undermine your efforts. Transforming such beliefs requires conscious reframing, choosing empowering perspectives that align with your desired reality. Next, turn your attention to your emotions. Emotions are powerful indicators of alignment, as they reveal whether you feel inspired, anxious, or indifferent about your intentions. If your emotions are not supportive, explore their roots. Are they driven by fear, doubt, or unresolved experiences? Addressing these emotions allows you to move forward with clarity and confidence. Finally, align your actions with your intentions. Actions are the tangible expression of alignment, turning abstract desires into concrete outcomes. Start with small, consistent steps that reflect your goals, ensuring that each action is infused with purpose and focus. Remember, alignment is not about perfection but about progress, taking each step with integrity and intentionality. Where in your life can you take one small step toward alignment? Perhaps it's speaking your truth in a conversation, adjusting your daily habits to reflect your values, or releasing a belief that no longer serves you. Each step strengthens the bridge between your inner and outer worlds, creating a flow that carries you closer to your aspirations. When thoughts, emotions, and actions converge, you become a force of coherence, a living symphony of purpose and potential. This state of alignment not only enhances your ability to achieve your goals but also deepens your sense of connection to the world around you, allowing you to move through life with grace and confidence. Chapter 8. Emotional Sovereignty, Mastering Your Emotional Landscape. Understanding emotional sovereignty, taking ownership of your inner world. Emotional sovereignty is the practice of taking full responsibility for your emotional landscape, recognizing that your feelings arise within you, shaped by your perceptions, beliefs, and reactions. It is the realization that while external circumstances may influence your emotions, they do not control them. This understanding liberates you from being at the mercy of external triggers, empowering you to navigate life with grace and resilience. Imagine standing in a storm, surrounded by chaos, yet feeling calm within. Emotional sovereignty grants you this inner calm, enabling you to maintain clarity and balance even in turbulent situations. It is not about suppressing emotions or denying their validity but about cultivating the ability to observe, process, and respond to them intentionally. Too often, people relinquish their emotional sovereignty, attributing their feelings to external causes. They made me angry, or this situation stresses me out. Such statements reflect a reactive mindset, where emotions are viewed as something imposed upon us rather than something we create. By reclaiming sovereignty, you shift from reaction to response, choosing how you engage with your emotions and the situations that evoke them. Emotional sovereignty also involves honoring the full spectrum of emotions: joy, anger, sadness, and fear, without judgment. Each emotion has a message and a purpose, guiding you toward greater self-awareness and growth. For example, anger may highlight a boundary that needs reinforcing, while sadness invites reflection and release. By embracing your emotions as allies rather than adversaries, you strengthen your emotional resilience and deepen your understanding of yourself. Reflect on your current relationship with your emotions. Do you feel in control of them, or do they often control you? Where might you be surrendering your emotional sovereignty, allowing external circumstances to dictate your inner state? Awareness is the first step toward reclaiming your power and mastering your emotional landscape. Recognizing emotional triggers, identifying points of vulnerability. Emotional triggers are the buttons that, when pressed, evoke strong reactions seemingly out of proportion to the situation at hand. They often stem from unresolved experiences, unmet needs, or deeply held beliefs, acting as mirrors that reflect areas of vulnerability. Recognizing these triggers is a crucial step in achieving emotional sovereignty, as it allows you to address their roots and transform your reactions. Consider the example of a flame touching dry paper. It ignites instantly. Similarly, emotional triggers ignite intense feelings because the underlying fuel has not been addressed. Perhaps a comment about your capabilities stirs feelings of inadequacy, or a perceived slight awakens anger rooted in past experiences of rejection. These reactions, while immediate, often point to deeper stories we carry within. The key to navigating emotional triggers is curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of suppressing or acting on the triggered emotion, pause and ask, "What is this reaction telling me about myself?" Triggers are not inherently negative. They are invitations to explore the beliefs and memories that shape your emotional responses. By doing so, you transform them from sources of pain into opportunities for growth. Recognizing triggers also helps you build emotional boundaries, ensuring that external circumstances do not intrude on your inner peace. For instance, if certain environments or conversations consistently evoke discomfort, you might reflect on what boundaries need strengthening. Emotional sovereignty is not about avoiding triggers but about engaging with them in a way that supports your well-being. Where in your life do you notice recurring triggers? What beliefs or experiences might they be rooted in? As you begin to recognize these patterns, you gain the power to interrupt the cycle, choosing responses that align with your values and intentions. Cultivating emotional regulation, the art of balanced response. Emotional regulation is the practice of managing your emotional responses in a way that supports your well-being and aligns with your goals. It is the bridge between feeling and action, ensuring that your emotions inform your decisions without dictating them. Cultivating this skill is essential for emotional sovereignty, as it allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Imagine a skilled sailor navigating the waves of the ocean. While they cannot control the waves, they can adjust their sails and steering to stay on course. Similarly, emotional regulation involves recognizing the waves of your emotions and choosing how to navigate them. It does not mean suppressing your feelings but engaging with them constructively, using techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, or reframing to create space for intentional response. One effective method for emotional regulation is the practice of naming your emotions. Research shows that simply identifying what you're feeling, whether it's frustration, fear, or excitement, can reduce the intensity of the emotion and bring clarity to your response. For example, saying, "I feel overwhelmed right now," shifts your perspective from being overwhelmed to observing it, creating distance between you and the emotion. Another tool is reframing, which involves shifting your interpretation of a situation to change how you feel about it. If a challenge feels insurmountable, reframing it as an opportunity for growth can transform fear into motivation. This shift requires conscious effort but becomes easier with practice, reinforcing your ability to regulate emotions effectively. Reflect on a recent emotional reaction. How did you navigate it, and what might you do differently next time? By cultivating emotional regulation, you enhance your ability to respond with wisdom and integrity, strengthening your emotional sovereignty and deepening your connection to yourself. Honoring emotional needs, creating space for growth. While emotional sovereignty emphasizes responsibility and regulation, it also requires honoring your emotional needs. Just as physical well-being depends on nourishment and rest, emotional well-being depends on recognizing and addressing what your emotions are asking of you. Ignoring these needs can lead to imbalance, while honoring them fosters growth and resilience. For instance, emotions like sadness or frustration often signal a need for reflection, connection, or change. By listening to these signals, you can take proactive steps to meet your needs rather than allowing unmet needs to manifest as stress or burnout. Honoring your emotions involves creating space for them, whether through journaling, speaking with a trusted friend, or simply sitting with your feelings without judgment. However, honoring emotional needs does not mean indulging every impulse. Emotional sovereignty requires discernment, distinguishing between fleeting reactions and genuine needs. For example, the impulse to avoid a difficult conversation may arise from fear, while the deeper need might be for clarity and resolution. By tuning into your emotions, you can identify what truly serves your growth. Creating space for your emotions also involves self-compassion. Too often, people judge themselves for feeling negative emotions, compounding their pain with shame or guilt. Emotional sovereignty invites you to embrace all emotions as valid and meaningful, treating yourself with kindness as you navigate your inner landscape. What emotional needs are calling for your attention? How can you create space to honor them in a way that supports your well-being and growth? By listening to your emotions with curiosity and compassion, you strengthen your connection to yourself and build the foundation for lasting emotional resilience. Integrating emotional sovereignty, the path to inner freedom. Emotional sovereignty is not a destination but an ongoing practice, a commitment to engaging with your emotions intentionally and authentically. As you cultivate this practice, you reclaim your power, shifting from a reactive state to one of conscious response. This shift transforms not only your relationship with your emotions but also your interactions with the world around you. Imagine standing at the center of a vast garden, tending to each plant with care. Your emotions are like these plants, each unique, each requiring attention and understanding to thrive. Emotional sovereignty empowers you to be the gardener of your inner world, nurturing what serves your growth and gently weeding out what no longer aligns with your highest intentions. This journey is not without challenges. There will be moments when emotions feel overwhelming or when triggers resurface unexpectedly. But each moment offers an opportunity to deepen your practice, to pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with your values. Over time, this practice becomes second nature, fostering a sense of inner freedom and resilience. As you integrate emotional sovereignty into your life, you may notice subtle yet profound changes. Relationships become more harmonious as you approach them with clarity and compassion. Challenges feel less daunting as you navigate them with confidence and balance. Most importantly, you develop a deeper trust in yourself, knowing that you have the tools to navigate any emotional landscape. What does emotional sovereignty mean to you, and how might it transform the way you engage with yourself and the world? By embracing this practice, you step into a new level of self-mastery, creating a foundation of inner freedom that supports your growth and fulfillment. Final chapter: Living in Synchronicity, a transformative practice. The essence of synchronicity, a state of inner harmony. To live in synchronicity is to align yourself with the universal flow, where your thoughts, emotions, and actions harmonize seamlessly with the rhythm of life. It is not merely about experiencing moments of serendipity but about cultivating a state of being that invites such moments naturally. When you live in synchronicity, you become a co-creator of your reality, no longer pushing against the current of life but flowing with its wisdom. This harmony begins within, by acknowledging the interplay between your inner world and the external universe. Synchronicity arises when you live authentically, trusting that your path is unfolding exactly as it should. It requires the courage to align your actions with your highest intentions, even when the way forward is uncertain. In this state, challenges become opportunities, and each moment holds the potential for growth and revelation. Living in synchronicity does not mean relinquishing control entirely or passively waiting for life to guide you. Instead, it involves active participation, aligning your beliefs and actions with universal principles while remaining open to the unexpected. It is a balance between intention and surrender, allowing life to unfold while trusting that its flow carries you toward your highest good. Consider how synchronicity feels when it occurs. There's an effortless quality, a sense of being in the right place at the right time. This is the universe's way of affirming your alignment, a reminder that when you act from authenticity and trust, life supports you. As you embark on this transformative practice, know that synchronicity is not something to chase. It is something to embody. Reflect for a moment. What would your life look like if every thought, emotion, and action were in harmony? How might this alignment transform your daily experiences, relationships, and sense of purpose? This final chapter invites you to step into this state of synchronicity, integrating all that you have learned. Identifying a belief to align with universal flow. To begin this practice, identify one belief that either supports or hinders your ability to live in alignment with the universal flow. Your beliefs shape your perceptions, and in turn, your perceptions shape your reality. By bringing awareness to these beliefs, you can choose those that foster synchronicity and release those that create resistance. Choose a belief that resonates deeply with your current journey. Perhaps it is a limiting belief you've carried for years, one that whispers that you are not capable, worthy, or supported. Or it could be an empowering belief you wish to strengthen, such as the conviction that life unfolds perfectly or that your intentions manifest with ease. Once you've identified this belief, reflect on its origins. How has it influenced your decisions and actions? How has it shaped the synchronicities, or lack thereof, in your life? If the belief feels limiting, consider how it might be reframed. For instance, "I am not enough" can transform into "I am whole and capable." If the belief feels empowering, explore how you might embody it more fully. This step is about clarity and choice. By bringing your beliefs into conscious awareness, you reclaim the power to align them with the universal flow. Remember, synchronicity begins with alignment, not with perfection, but with an honest commitment to live in harmony with your deepest truths. What belief will you align with today? How will this belief shape the flow of your life in the coming days, weeks, and months? Hold this intention as you move forward into the next steps of this practice. Releasing resistance and embracing trust. Resistance arises when your inner world conflicts with the natural flow of life. It might show up as fear, doubt, or an attachment to specific outcomes. To live in synchronicity, it is essential to release this resistance and embrace trust, trust in yourself, in the process, and in the unseen forces that guide your path. Begin by identifying an area of your life where resistance feels strong. Perhaps it's a situation where you are holding tightly to control, fearing that letting go will lead to chaos. Resistance often stems from a desire to protect ourselves, but it can also block the very flow we seek. Acknowledge this resistance without judgment, seeing it as a natural response that you now have the power to transform. Now, visualize releasing this resistance. Imagine holding it in your hands as a tangible object, a stone, a rope, or even a flame. As you breathe deeply, envision yourself gently letting it go, allowing it to dissolve into the infinite flow of the universe. Feel the weight lift, replaced by a sense of lightness and openness. To embrace trust, bring your focus to your heart. Trust is not a passive state. It is an active choice to believe in your path, even when the outcome is unclear. Repeat silently to yourself, I trust the flow of life. I trust that I am guided. I trust that all is unfolding as it should. Feel this trust expand within you, like a warm light radiating outward. What resistance are you ready to release, and what will embracing trust allow you to receive? As you let go of resistance, you create space for synchronicity to flow freely into your life. Envisioning congruence between thoughts, emotions, and actions. The final step in this transformative practice is to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions, creating a state of inner coherence. This alignment amplifies your energy, making it a magnet for synchronicity and flow. When your inner and outer worlds harmonize, life responds with clarity and support. Begin by envisioning a specific intention or goal that feels deeply meaningful to you. It might be a desire for greater connection, purpose, or abundance. Bring this intention into your mind's eye, allowing it to take shape with vivid detail. See yourself already living in alignment with this intention, experiencing the joy and fulfillment it brings. Next, tune into the emotions that accompany this vision. How does it feel to be in this state of alignment? Perhaps you feel a sense of peace, excitement, or gratitude. Allow these emotions to fill you, grounding them in your heart as though they are already real. Finally, consider the actions that support this vision. What choices, behaviors, or habits align with your intention? Commit to taking these actions with authenticity and integrity, knowing that they bridge the gap between your inner world and external reality. As you practice this alignment, notice how life begins to respond. Opportunities may arise effortlessly, relationships may deepen, and challenges may resolve with unexpected ease. This is the power of living in synchronicity, where every part of you moves in harmony with the universal flow. How will you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your highest intention? Hold this vision as a guiding light, trusting that each step you take brings you closer to the life you seek. Final reflection: a commitment to synchronicity. Living in synchronicity is a practice, not a destination. It is a daily commitment to align with your inner truth, release resistance, and trust the flow of life. Each moment offers an opportunity to deepen this alignment, to listen to the subtle whispers of the universe and respond with authenticity and grace. As you move forward, remember that synchronicity is not about perfection but presence. It is about cultivating awareness, choosing alignment, and trusting that the path ahead will unfold in ways that serve your highest good. With each step, you strengthen your connection to yourself, to others, and to the vast, interconnected web of life. What does living in synchronicity mean to you, and how will you embody this state in your daily life? Hold this question close as you continue your journey, knowing that the answers will reveal themselves through the flow of your experiences. You are the creator of your reality, the architect of your inner and outer worlds. By embracing synchronicity, you step into your power, living in harmony with the universe and with yourself. Let this be your commitment, to live each day as a dance with the infinite, flowing effortlessly toward your highest potential.